Hello, I'm Jessica, and I'm Director of Member Development and Learning at L'Arche Portland. At L'Arche, we are people with and without intellectual disabilities, sharing life and building community together. In Portland, one of the key ways we do this is by inviting people with and without intellectual disabilities to live alongside each other in 3 homes. And I support our community's newest home, called Gabriel House. As all of our homes, it is a place where people with and without intellectual disabilities share life together. But at Gabriel House, we're also doing something new and different from our other 2 homes. In our longer standing homes, located on the east side of Portland, those without intellectual disabilities also provide professional caregiving supports to their housemates with disabilities. At Gabriel House, located on the west side of town, housemates do not have a paid support or caregiving relationship with each other. Instead, housemates who need paid caregiving support typically hire direct support professionals from other agencies. And Gabriel House members are then simply housemates, connecting across difference and making home together. So, after 6 months of our founding members sharing life together, I interviewed the group to hear from them what makes your household unique. What are its gifts and challenges? And what are your hopes for the future?
My name is Sarah and Happy.
What's that?
Sarah, when did you move into Gabriel House?
I think it's in December, I think.
Something like that.
In between November and December.
And right now we're in July, right? So
Yeah.
a little over half of a year.
Pretty good. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. What's your name?
Brendan.
Brendan.
My name's Brendan. I don't remember when I started Gabriel House, but I do love playing games, especially card games and video games.
I'm Nick. I started living at Gabriel House in November. And what else are we saying? Oh, I use he, him, his pronouns. And I really enjoy living here. And it's been a great experience so far.
I'm Dina. I moved in. I moved in November of 2019 as well. And I use she, her, and hers. I love living here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I'm Joanna. She, her is my pronoun. I've been pretty good. Just hanging out with my buds here. Having this interview, so it's pretty good. So that's all I can say.
Here's a question. Where did everybody live before you moved into Gabriel House?
As a condo.
Was that where you lived with like maybe 3 other women?
Yeah.
And Julia.
And Julia.
Including Julia, yeah.
For me, I was talking to my mom.
I lived in the Halem house,
Oh yeah.
one of the east side homes.
One of the east side large houses, yeah.
One of the large Portland homes.
I lived on campus at the University of Portland, and then I lived at my parents' house before moving in here.
Yeah, parents' house.
Where did you live before moving into Gabriel House?
With my mom with my mom.
What makes Gabriel House unique? How does Gabriel House stand out from other large houses?
Obviously, it's community to me.
Oh, I can think of one.
What do you like about the community?
I like that they're friendly people, everyone.
I feel really welcomed here.
Yeah.
That he likes the people here, that we're building relationships.
I guess we're not so isolated. We can get out and try to do stuff. Not as much put together, but at least we try to be together as much as possible and try to get along.
Try to get along. Is that hard sometimes?
It can be, but it's like a challenge. You have to get through it.
One of the big things for me has been able to see everybody's gifts and learn from each other too. Like Alex and Dina have both been huge helps for me cooking, and Brendan has taught me a ton of fun games to play. And so yeah, being able to share each other's gifts, learn about each other and together has been really fun.
One of the other things that I really appreciate about Gabriel House is our community, it's not just the people who live in the home. Our community is the family of the people who live in the home, the friends. It's amazing to watch it grow.
I did want to share like one of my highlights of living
Go for
here.
it.
I still remember it was the talent show night over at when we had L'Arche at Westside, and I remember seeing Alex get up there and sing, and Brendan did a rap. Brendan, do you remember what rap you did at the talent show night? Doom.
Yeah, JT Music.
Yeah, that was awesome. And
Mhm.
yeah, just seeing people get out of their comfort zones and just enjoy the community together. That was really cool to see.
Living authentically. I've struggled with that, and living here has really, it's helped me. There's a time to be serious, of course, but without laughter, it gets a little rough. And that's one thing that living in community, in this community, has really helped me.
So here's a question. Are there any assistants who are at the Gabriel House? No assistants.
We don't
So-
have assistants, we have housemates.
Yeah.
Yeah, housemates and
we-
friends.
That's
House
right.
members.
Good job. Yeah, Dara, rock it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no assistants, no core members, just friends.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Helping
friends
each
to
other
hang out
through
with.
life.
So people with and without disabilities living in a house together, which is what L'Arche is, but there aren't assistants, there aren't core members. So here's a question that I bet some people are wondering about who know how other L'Arche houses usually work is, do some of the people with disabilities have support needs that are not being met or that are being met? How does that work?
Providers, I think.
Providers, yeah.
My providers one on Thursday and Friday, sometimes Tuesday and Monday.
What kind of things do your providers help you with?
We take us to groceries or other stuff, like we sometimes maybe go to a park. Just hang out with friends sometimes, most of that. Once everything's gone back to normal, then we do our usual swimming or dance stuff that we usually do.
Nick, who helps you with things?
The one that comes to mind most is my lacking cooking skills, and Dina helps me out a lot with that. And then these past few weeks, we've all been getting out into the lawn a lot and trying to make it look a little nicer. So Brendan and Dina and Alex have been helping with that, and Dara and I like to
Stepping
go
with you
on walks.
too, Nick.
Dara and I like to go on walks, which is fun. So we're helping each other stay active doing that. And yeah, so I guess a lot of different people, and Jessica, you too, whenever I need to talk through things, and you're helping out too. One thing that we've been trying to all help each other with is our recent chore chart creation, and it's a work in progress, but it is more fun doing chores together, so that's been a big help.
Yeah.
It's nice to have somebody to share the chore with, and that way you're not doing it all yourself.
I'm thinking about a couple, so like I've been thinking about coronavirus kind of hit
New-
just a few months after y'all moved in together. So I think it's really impacted y'all as a house and how you're becoming a house. So like one thing with, usually everyone has different providers that come and go, or the folks with disabilities do. Yeah. But Dara, during this time, you've been sometimes doing FaceTime with them, but also sometimes just not getting time with your providers, right?
So I'm seeing my ACT usually instead of AATS. I tried doing that, but
And
Yeah,
before that, was that kind of lonely and
well,
kind of
kinda
maybe just
lonely
annoying and
and,
boring?
yeah, it's kind of like that and boring.
Boring, yeah.
I'm tired of cooped up in the house all the time.
But at least you have your housemates to talk to.
Yeah.
Dina, I wonder, would you want to share about what your job is?
I now work with Native Americans. alcohol and addiction, sobriety. It's a long-term residential treatment. I will say that one of the things I love about coming home is having Brendan in the living room welcoming me home every time. Or like if I'm working an afternoon shift, he'll see me leaving and he's like, "Where are you going?" And I tell him and he goes, "Oh, you're right. Okay, have a good day." You know, Brendan is fabulous about that. It's a joy. Yeah.
And Joanna, where do you usually work?
I used to work at Starbucks.
Brendan, what about you? Do you have a job?
No.
So Dina mentioned something that you're kind of training to do that I think it sounds like you would like it to become your job.
Programming, yeah.
I work at Holy Trinity, which is a church pretty close to Gabriel House here. And during the school year, I teach middle school, and I might be teaching 5th grade actually this upcoming year, which I'm a little nervous about, but I'm sure they'll be. And I'm also going to be working in a youth ministry role there as well.
Mm. Has there been anything else that's been hard about living at Gabriel House?
Probably different situations, something like that.
Different situations?
Yeah, different situations and problems. Like people get mad at or being yelled at or something. But I just don't like people yelling at me.
Sometimes we get in disagreements.
Yeah.
Conflict resolution.
What's that?
You've learned how to do resolving problems.
Yeah, I can resolve problems to a solution.
What's one place we haven't talked? I've heard y'all talk about this, but we haven't talked about exactly what it is. House night. That's one place where we talk about conflicts that we have, right? So, and what is house night?
It's like big house meeting with dinner, and they'll talk with you.
So 2 main things that we often do for house night once a week, right? Usually Monday nights. There's eating dinner together and either a house meeting or something fun, right?
Yeah.
One of those things. What do you imagine for the future? Either for your own future or for Gabriel House or for L'Arche?
Do you have any hopes for the future at Gabriel House? Anything
I
you
hope
want
it
to do?
stays. I hope it doesn't come down.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, well, one thing that Brendan and Dina both mentioned is like being able to do stuff together, like outside of the house. And we started doing that a little. Like Dina mentioned, we went to Burger King the other day. We've also done some like Jamba Juice trips or Dairy Queen trips. So it has been around fast food, but that's been what's open, I guess. So that's been helpful. Yeah, there's a beautiful lake that we also went to one day. Do you remember going to that lake?
I have to with Nick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I think Dina's the last one who we need to get to the lake. So I think just that finding more stuff to do together when we're allowed to and able to.
Yeah.
Having another job, trying to keep all the rent around here, and the energy bill down.
I hope that this is something that other communities within L'Arche would contemplate, would maybe join us. I just, there's so much, there's so much more than it's needed. It's needed. It's awesome.
So more houses that are like Gabriel House.
Thank you.
Other communities.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and maybe then y'all would have somebody to like impart some wisdom with or get to compare notes, because there's not many other houses that are exactly doing what you're doing. So you'd have some friends and colleagues to pick their brains.
Yeah.
We're excited to share with you about Gabriel House, and we'd love for you to join us on this journey of learning and growth. You can check out our website to learn more about upcoming events, items on our wish list, and ways to volunteer.